What's going on, guys? It's Stribbers and welcome to episode 33 of PGR2 Road to Platinum. So we are over halfway in the track special series. We've only got 8 more events to do. So that's going to be 2 episodes worth, and in this episode we've got a one-on-one, an overtake, a timed run and a hot lap. So the first one-on-one in Stockholm is against the Porsche. So it is the only car out of the top 4 that we haven't used. We've used the Dodge Viper, we've used the Ferrari Challenge Stradale, so we're going to use the Porsche 911 GT3 in this one. Choosing a different colour than the sort of orangey yellow because I know the AI will be using that one, so we've gone for purple. This is only 1 lap, so it's quite a quick race, this one. He starts on the inside of the corner, we start on the outside, which gives us a massive advantage as we can swing into the apex there, completely undercutting him and overtaking him. So it's quite an easy move for the start of this race, and now it's just a case of trying to last the whole lap without him catching up. So we just suffered massively from oversteer there. This car is a little bit tail happy in the wet. It doesn't feel quite as stable as the other 911s that we have driven, probably because it's the most powerful. As you see there, the back end just kicked out again, putting us off course, but we're just about managing to stay ahead now. A good second ahead, so not doing too badly so far. Coming into the last corner before final straight, we're just about ahead of him, but we should be alright now as we are coming around to the finish line. So that's a very quick event, under a minute that one, so not too bad. As I said, that first corner is where you can make your move easily on that car and then just try and stay ahead. 6,000 kudos nearly for that event, so that's the first one down, nice and quick, moving straight on into a street race. Now I did try using this 911 for the overtake, for the overtake, and it was a bit too difficult. I couldn't manage to get near the last car before the time ran out, so I think you kind of have to use the Noble for this one. 7 cars, 3 minutes 10 on the tight Italian track. So we're coming up behind the Aston Martin here. You can fly past him on the outside. So that's the first car down. Coming to this tight right-hand hairpin-ish corner again. So we've got to brake early and try and get as close to that barrier as you can, but I didn't do so well there. A little bit of slowdown coming through the corridor. Right hand the Bentley now, having to find our moment to overtake him, which is just after the corner. Takes up quite a lot of the road, that Bentley, so it's kind of hard to get around him. Coming over the bridge now, chasing down the third car, which I believe is the Lotus Esprit. It is, yeah, so I managed just to swing in front of him quite nicely there before it took the corner. No contact as well. Flowing past the Ferrari there. So that's 4 cars done, 2 minutes 10 seconds nearly to go. So we've got 3 cars to go as well, but they're quite far apart, as you can see on the mini-map. Taking that corner a little bit better that time, just hugging that curb, and then we really did get a random change of the direction of the car there, as it just went straight into the barrier. Obviously didn't intend for that to happen, but there goes the clean race. So behind this 5th car now, the Mercedes, overtaking him fairly easily on the straight, nearly swinging back into the racing line and actually taking him out there. So that was a little bit too close. Taking that corner a bit too tightly as well, didn't quite go out as wide as I could. We've got 2 cars to do, 1 minute 25 to try and get them. As I said, I did try the Porsche on this one, and I sort of got past this last car, and then I couldn't catch the other one up. I've tried it a couple of times and I wasn't really near either, so I thought it's probably not possible, or you have to get very lucky with how these AI drive. We're taking that Ferrari on the inside there. He was attacking our back end a little bit there, which made us go towards the barrier, not as much as we wanted. So we've got 1 car now, just over 50 seconds. But because it's such a small, well, it's quite a small track, obviously the low end acceleration of the Noble is what makes such a difference compared to any other car in this class. because that is its strong point. As you can see there, probably the longest straight, we've got to about 120 miles an hour. So this is really different league in that sort of acceleration territory. Past the 575 there, and we've got a massive bit of power sliding going on into the barrier, and then the Ferrari comes in for another dig. But we got past him, so I just skipped the video on. I think we had about 20 seconds left when we overtook him. So quite a nice distance there. But I do think it is probably wise to use the Noble for this event. 6,700 kudos, very nice. So that's halfway in the episode. One-on-one overtake done. So we've got a timed run and a hot lap, which we are obviously going to have to use the Noble for. Picking it in a grey silver. So it's 2 laps, 2 minutes 5 is the target. We're in Florence again. It's at night this time, but at least it's in the dry. So you come around this left-hander here, and you have to ease off or maybe brake slightly like I just did. You can't go flat out around there, as you will crash into the right-hand barrier because you're going way too quick. Just braking over the bridge, just before you go right over the top of it. Or maybe it was just on top of it. Brake nice and early anyway to get the racing line coming through that corner. Taking this corner nice and tight. You can use that little alcove there if you go a little bit too wide. Braking nice and early here. I'll use a little bit of the handbrake there just to get the car pointing in the right direction because it's a very tight turn. So it's kind of annoying to get your car pointing in the right direction to accelerate out. So I do give it a little bit of handbrake. So back onto the straight and come around my least favourite corner in the game probably because I can never get this right. Going way too slow through there. Not brilliant, but that was a 1 minute 2.4. So if we get another lap like that, we should be okay, but only just. Coming through this section again before the bridge. It's just after the bridge, yeah. You see where I brake there to get the racing line nicely there. You can brake a little bit too early if you brake on the bridge where the braking line actually starts. You can see it, but you tend to brake too early, so you can brake a little bit later. Going a little bit wider that time, but I was able to flick the car in, so not too bad. If you go too close to the inside of the barrier, it can be a little bit hard to turn the car around that corner. Come around this corner here with 15 seconds left to get to the finish line with just this bad corner to do. Taking that a little bit better than the first time, a little bit quicker through there. Very close, but we did that about 0.8 of a second quicker that lap. So that was a lot better, mainly down to the last corner I'd say. So we actually passed by 1.4 seconds. Which are probably in the comfortable region, to be honest, so I was quite happy with that. Not too bad at all. And then we finished this episode with a hot lap on a very small track in Florence again. I'm pretty sure this was this track was in the Compact Sport Series, and I might have used the Seat Leon for this one, or it was a very similar track. So it's 34, or just under 35 seconds. Is the target to beat, and this was actually my first attempt, so I was learning the track as I went because I'd forgotten what this track looked like, and obviously driving this car it's going to be a little bit different dynamic going around than the Seat, if I'm honest. A tad quicker, but learning this track, but I didn't do too bad, and I thought okay, that's not a bad lap, we'll see what time we get, and we literally pass by the skin of our teeth as we see how much time was left. 5,000th of a second, I think that's what that means. Yep, I'm pretty sure it is 5,000th of a second, so that was literally right on the platinum medal limit, but first attempt we did it, so I'm quite happy with that. But that's going to be the end of this episode, guys, and as you can see, we've only got 4 events left to do to complete this series and unlock the next one. So we've got a couple street races, a one-on-one, which is most certainly going to be against the Noble, and a speed camera. So that is going to be in the next episode. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you did, please like and subscribe if you're new for more content, and I'll see you in the next one.